so glad you could join me here today. Today we're gonna do a nice little interesting painting. I hope you could follow along. Let me run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While they're doing that, let me tell you what I got done up here. So as you can see, I have something crazy going on here. You're probably asking what. So I got some black gesso and some white gesso making that gradient. And I just did like a figure of distant trees. After that, I shaped out like a bridge. I thought we could have a bridge today, something to change it up. And some land, a tree, just messing around with gesso. After the gesso completely dried, I added a thin layer of liquid clear. A thin layer of liquid clear. On the top, I added a thin layer of the liquid white, and as you can see, I blended in, which is totally fine. Now, we can get started with today's painting. I'm gonna grab a good old 2-inch, and we're gonna go into a little touch of phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is such a strong color, so you gotta be careful with it. You get the corners. I like to get the corners first, just so that darkest color is in the corners, and just work my way to the center. But that's how I like to do it. Doesn't mean you have to do it that way, but just like so. Maybe get some dark spots here and there. Now, I think we want some water here. So just pull that paint side to side, but always start on one edge. Don't start in the middle. If you start in the middle, you will have a little line, and you're not gonna like it. Sorry about that. You're not gonna like it, and you're just gonna be mad with me. So the leg of my table won't come down, and that's the little banging noise you hear. Okay, I think with that, we should get it for now. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get crazy. I'll grab a number 6 fan brush. I was grabbing a number 3. Let's go into a little bit of ivory black on the fan brush and some cadmium yellow. Just mix it on the brush. Let's come up here. Where does our distant little trees live? And wherever you think they live, you just touch and pull down. This is an old brush, that's why I can't really go that quick. But if I was using a more newer brush, I could probably go quicker. Because those newer brushes have those spring feel to it. You need that springy feel. I feel like this brush is for blending. I'm not saying it's a different brush, I'm just saying there's some brushes that when you buy them, it feels different and it works better for different stuff. So just loading up my brush, just like so. Just tap it down. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. Now, I'm gonna grab a 2-inch, clean dried 2-inch brush and just tap the base of it. just with the corner of your brush, you can tap the base and just, if you want to, you can lift up. And I like lifting up a bit because that way it brings those smaller effects. It's up to your preference. Now let's go into more cadmium yellow. I want a brighter look. So just like so. Just tap it, but you want a little difference in color. That way you can see the layers. If there's no difference, everything's gonna blend in and it's gonna look like one. And you probably don't want that. So if you think it's starting to blend in, just add a bit more yellow, maybe white. White is like your last resource though. I wouldn't recommend going into white really. I like white for like the rivers or waterlines, stuff like that. But I don't like to go at it first things first, because that way white is the brightest color, and if you use it up first and it's not bright enough, what other colors are there? So just going back and forth and reloading my brush. This is an old brush too. It should be on retirement already. So just tap the base. Lift up. Okay. We have 2 foothill layers. Now I think we can add a third one. Let's go into a bit more cadmium yellow. You see, I'm working all this paint on in front of my paint pile. I'm just mixing new colors. You can also pull upwards, but sometimes that doesn't leave the best look. So I would recommend, if you want to pull upwards, just do a mix between both, like both tapping down and pulling upward. The foothills is what's gonna take us the longest. Took us around 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Tap down. And pull up. Now we have 3 layers of foothills. It works on end. Now, load up my 2-inch, sorry about that. Pull out a little bit of paint and load it up. Now let's come up here. Let's decide where our land starts. Did I get, oh no. Very lightly. The reason why I don't put base color is because the black gesso's there. But you gotta go very, very gentle, very, very lightly. If not, you can ruin this effect pretty quickly. You can lose your gesso in an instant. I like working on black canvases. Usually with these, what we can do is add transparent colors and just start working, and it looks like magic. Just like so. Just tap it. Tap, 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 and move on. Oops, that was a bit too much. I pulled out a bit too much paint, but that's okay. We can work with it. Just tap it and just move on. Okay, we have that land. Now we need the other one. Over here, I think the light would hit it. Just a few little, and you can pull down right away to have those reflections. You don't have to wait. I know I always do reflections afterwards, but you can do it before. It doesn't matter. As long as you have that dark color, you can do it. Because without the dark color, you don't really know where you're going. With the dark color, you can kind of assume where your land's going, and you can put in those reflections. I need a bright source, so a little bit more cadmium yellow. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. And with the corner, we can add a few little, maybe distant grass. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Let's add in some dirt, the good stuff to make our land stand on and everything. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of black, but mostly Van Dyke brown. A bit more Van Dyke brown than black. As you can see here, cut a roll. You'll get that little roll of paint on the edge of your knife. Let's come up here. You can bring it out to however much you want. Okay. Just cut a roll and just make it come all together. Now, for this tiny area, just like so. I'm just kind of scribbling it. Okay. Everywhere needs a bit of a dirt. Wherever you think the dirt lives, you put it. Some dark sienna, and I'm gonna go into some titanium white. Cut a roll. You can see right on the edge of my palette knife. Let's come up here. Very lightly. Very, very lightly. Oh, that was a bit too much. Okay. Just like so. You have some highlights for the dirt. Now, let's add some water lines. Some titanium white, straight titanium white, and I just like to tap it. How much are we at? 15 minutes. Just a few little water lines here and there. Now, I double loaded my palette knife, so I picked the Van Dyke brown color and the highlight color. Okay. Now let me grab a 1 inch. I think this one would be good. Let's grab a little bit of ivory black. Now look. Oh my bad. Look how one side's curved. Let's come up here. I think there lives a bushy tree. Just like so. Okay. And let's put in base color for the other one. Or dark color. You need a little bit of dark in order for it to pop out and show. Okay, grabbing my 1 inch through cadmium yellow. Same dirty brush. Let's come up here. Just load it up and tap it. Okay. Just a few little indications that there lives a couple bushy trees out in there. Something like so. Now, let's come back to the bridge. Dark sienna. Cut a roll. You have a little roll of paint on the edge of your knife. So come up here. Just gentle. Gentle, gentle. Just like so. Just a bit here and there. I'm not trying to overdo it. Now, what you can do is grab this paint and add white to it. Oh, sorry. Little white. Cut it off. And if you come up here, it can be seen as little highlight. Okay. Now, I need a flat brush. I have my flat brush over here. I forgot it. I'm just gonna grab it real quick. Okay. So I'm gonna go into a little bit of, sorry about that, a little bit of Van Dyke brown and a little bit of dark sienna, a mixture of both browns, and bring it through this color. Now I had it so you can see underneath the bridge, so just kind of pull it into motion. Okay. Let me just add a bit more brown. Just like so. And I think that's pretty much it for that. Now, we can add in a nice little, or a big old tree. I'm gonna grab some Van Dyke Brown, very little dark sienna. Let's come up here. And just bring out the tree roots here at the bottom. Maybe right around here. The reason why I'm not sure is because after so much paint's been on, you kind of lose the gesso at times. So you have to kind of guess where one is. Let's put in a rock. I know I had a rock right in here. A little bit of dark sienna, a little bit of white. Well, not white, but that dark sienna and white highlight. I need more white. There we go. Oh my god, it's still dark. Sorry about that. Let's come up here. There we go, that's better. We'll come back and alright, let's just put the shadows in right now. Some ivory black, some Van Dyke brown. And just bring in the shadows to that rock. Just like so. And you can reflect some of that into the water. Grab it, pull it, and you can go across and add some water lines. Just like so. Let's go back to our trees. I always get distracted like that. A little bit of Van Dyke brown. We need a big old tree branch that lived right there. Mean old one. But that's where other tree branches grow. Let's have another big old one. You decide where your tree branches live. Just touch it and move on. If you think it needs another branch, it's because it does. And if you think that's enough branches, then that's enough branches. I'm telling you, painting is such an individual thing. Don't try to paint the way, well, you can paint similar ways, but don't try to copy exactly step, well, I'm saying it wrong because it contradicts what I'm doing. Don't copy every single color, every single branch, every single cloud, or whatever is put on canvas. I always thought you have you have to copy in order to do good in painting, but no, you can make it your own, and it's just as pretty. You can use the corner of the brush, of a flat brush too, to kind of give you those wiggly lines. I like that. Okay, let's add some highlights. Right here, some brown and white. Let's come up here. Maybe a few little uh, tree highlights. Okay, something like so. And what else do I want? You know what? I'm gonna grab a 2-inch, load up one side of my brush with cadmium yellow, like really loaded, and just with the corner, just make some indications of some bushes that live there. Okay? Something like so. Scratching a few sticks and twigs. And I think you have a completed painting. Just like that. You're done for today. Well, I really thank you for joining me today. I hope you try this painting out. It's a nice little interesting, and there's some parts where it's a bit complicated, but I still have faith in you. Until next video, I'd like to wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you then. Goodbye, my friend.